So you want to get into project management? There's a number of things that you can do right now. Number one, begin studying. You got to understand the five process groups of project management and the 10 knowledge areas. The reason why you need to understand this is it's going to help you to frame your ideas and frame your thoughts when you go for project management interviews. You're going to understand what project managers do. So I would like for you to spend some time reading in the comments below additional links I'm going to provide that can help you understand project management. First of all, understand the definition for project management. Write this down. Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, techniques, leadership, interpersonal skills, and all you've got to a project to deliver the desired outcome and goal. A number of things I mentioned: knowledge, skills, tools, techniques, interpersonal skills, leadership, everything you've got. You apply that to a project. You apply that to the tasks within the project to get an outcome. That outcome could be customer satisfaction, it could be increase in revenues, it could be efficiency, but that's what project management is. And if you're going for an interview, if you're trying to break into project management, you need to understand what it is. Okay? So, project management is applying knowledge, skills, tools, techniques, leadership, interpersonal skills, communication, everything you've got, the grit, the determination. You are applying that to project activities, to the project as a whole, to achieve the project's definite chief aim, the outcome. So, who is working on the project? A team of people. It could be you and one developer, it could be you and five engineers, it could be you and three food service engineers who understand the realm that you're working in. You see, projects could exist in different realms, just like I've worked in different industries. I've worked in healthcare, I've worked in engineering, I've worked in gaming, I've worked in pharmaceutical. And a project is a project in that it has these traits all across. A project is temporary, it's unique, it is progressively elaborated, which means as you proceed, you uncover more about the project. It is progressively expanded upon to really understand what needs to be done to get to the definite chief aim. Some projects are very simple and you already see everything up front in the beginning, but a lot of other projects are progressively elaborated, which means it's like a journey. And as you move, you realize, oh, well, to do this, we need to do that. To do this, we need to do that. And you are uncovering it as you proceed all through the timeline. So if you want to get into project management, first of all, understand what a project is. It is a temporary endeavor that you undertake to deliver a unique product, service, or result. I'll say that again. A project is a temporary endeavor, has a beginning and an end, and you undertake to achieve a unique product, service, or result. So when you hear me say definite chief aim, I mean the ultimate result, the key thing that the customer is looking to achieve from the project. So if you want to get into project management, spend some time absorbing these definitions because it will help you. Now, we move into the five process groups. Get a pen and paper. There are five groups of things we do in project management. Number one, we initiate. Initiating means we authorize the project by getting the authorization from on high, from senior management in a firm. So, initiating means you are receiving formal authorization to carry out the project. It means the project is authorized. You, the project manager, you are also authorized. So when we talk about developing a project charter to authorize the project, we mean creating a document that says, this is the project, this is the high level information of the project, summary level. This is the project manager, this is what we're trying to achieve. This is the timeline. This project is going to run from December 2024 to June 2025. Here's the high level scope. We want to achieve one, two, three, four. These are the objectives, and here's the budget. High level stuff. And a project charter could be customized, but at a high level, it authorizes you, the project manager, to apply resources to the project, to run the show, right? To be that anchor point on the project. And like I said, the project charter is written by senior management. It could be someone we call a project sponsor that signs off on the charter. But pay close attention because this is the beginning. Without the authorization, you don't have a project. So initiating is where you authorize the project. And when I say you, I mean the organization, because you, the project manager, you don't have the authority to authorize the project. You can't authorize yourself. Doesn't make sense, right? It comes from senior management, tapers down, you get the project charter, and it authorizes you. And then you begin to identify who could a project affect? Who are some stakeholders who the project could affect? That's the next step. Still under initiating. All right. So initiating is the first process group. Second process group is planning. Planning is focusing on all the dimensions that need to be planned. Think about a simple kitchen remodeling. Let's say you have the authorization to do that. You've discussed with your family members and they say, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's like authorization. You identify who could be impacted, maybe homeowners, maybe additional family members. Good. But you get into planning. And planning is where you think about the scope, the schedule, the cost, the quality, the resources, communications, risk, procurement, stakeholder. Did you get all that? Number one, scope. What is the finite work that's going to be done and what is excluded? What is included? What is excluded? What is a scope? Think about a telescope, right? Then we think about the schedule, the timeline. Think about a clock. How long should this take? Then we think about the costs, and then you got to manage the cost. And the analogy is a wallet. Just have in your mind a wallet, right? Then we think about the quality. What will make this fit for use? Are there any scenarios that come to mind that will make this not fit for use? Let's pinpoint those and let's really define what will make this a quality job and let's manage to that. Then we think about resources. Maybe you're hiring someone from outside, of course, a vendor, and that vendor meets certain standards, so they become a resource, a team that you're working with on the project. Maybe some family members are also team members in that they are monitoring, they are helping, they are fetching whatever that team from outside needs. Then we think about communications. Let's communicate what's going on the project. Then we think about risk. What could go wrong that could derail the project? Well, let's plan for those things and let's plan to either avoid them or reduce the impact of them or to transfer that to a third party like insurance, right? When you purchase insurance or when you ensure your seller or contractor has performance bonds, it's better for you because if something happens that's untoward, at least the insurance takes care of that in terms of the monetary impact. But if they don't have bonds and performance bonds and you don't have homeowners insurance and then you're in trouble. So when you think about risk, you got to think about what could go wrong that could impact the project. But you can also think about what could go right. Are there any opportunities that you're missing? So these are thoughts you need to have. Like imagine you're bringing in a vendor, a contractor to your home to do this. Maybe there's an opportunity that they could do additional work for less since they're already there. That could be looked at as an opportunity that is outside of the immediate project, but it could be an opportunity that you want to explore, right, for some additional work. Then we talk about procurement. Procurement is the process of getting what you need from outside of the firm. So, getting this contractor on board, going through the contract scenarios, signing a contract or an agreement, that is procurement. So, procurement comes into play when you are getting what you need from outside of the firm. And last but not least, we have stakeholder management. And stakeholder management is where you are effectively engaging anyone who could be impacted by the project. family members who are not immediately available, bringing them into the discussions, the conversation, so on and so forth. Does all that make sense? So I talked about scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communications, risk procurement, and stakeholder. So when I think about quality, I think about a rosette that shows quality. When I think about resources, I think about a backhoe, group of people. So there's human equipment, material supplies, and facilities. When I think about communication, I'm thinking about a phone, a smartphone. Just use an object to tie the image of the object back to these areas of knowledge. It helps. Then I think about risk and I think about dice, right? Because that's an element of chance when you think about dice. And then when I think about procurements, I just think about a contract being signed, just have an image of a contract. And then for stakeholders, just have an image of a group of people, all nicely dressed, corporately dressed, your stakeholders, your customer. Last but not least, we have something called integration that wraps it all up into one pretty bow. And integration is making sure that all the project is moving along in a cohesive whole. I just showed you the 10 things that you need to be aware of if you're breaking into project management. You know your five process groups, but I've just shown you the 10 knowledge areas. So it started off, I started talking about scope, but I ended with integration because integration weaves everything together in one cohesive whole. So integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. These are areas in project management that you need to be aware of. If you're looking to break into project management, you need to understand the lingo of these areas, the discussion. Now, what I've shown you is just the beginning, but there's a lot more. And if you really want to dig deep into project management, I want to invite you to study with me. It's called The Art of Project Management. The Art of Project Management. You can study with me right now by looking for my course on Udemy. If you already have a subscription to it and you've got all these courses you can take, look for the art of project management and you'll be able to take that course because in that course, I go into details in project management, traditional, agile, also go into Microsoft projects to give you an idea of how a scheduling tool works. And I'm also going to be adding more and more content to that course. So if you want to learn more about project management, I am inviting you to look for a link to the art of project management below, or simply go to art.hpmexam.com. Art.hpmexam.com. Now, what is this going to do for you? When you go into this course and you at least have a certificate that says attended this course on Udemy, it at least gives you some leverage when you are going for interviews. So you're not flying in blind. I know you don't have a PMP or a CAPM, but you are beginning to get the knowledge and you can speak to these things in interviews because you know the honest truth. There are tens of millions of jobs for project managers all around the world, but not everyone is PMP or CAPM certified. So there's a chance you might just get an opportunity that is not looking for a credentialed project manager. If you're able to demonstrate your knowledge and your understanding of project management, five process groups, 10 knowledge areas, and all the intricacies which I share in the art of project management, you can put your best foot forward. Okay? We're talking about 7 to 8 hours of studying. You're going to learn a lot. I advise you to position yourself with some knowledge going for the interview, and I wish you all the very best. art.hpmexam.com. You take care. I look forward to hearing good news of your success as you try to break into project management. Bye for now.